You awake still?
We're doing
No.
it. He's sleep talking
Good. He ain't gonna like what I have to say.
in his sleep.
Why is it not live? What do we?
It takes a little bit.
I know. I got to refresh. There's always that lag where we talk like we don't know what we're doing. Like right now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, cheers. Tonight on the Red Eye Report, we're going to listen to Mystic fall asleep while Ashtray pisses him off in his dreams. As always, we have Oracle, who once had an emotional affair with a swan's push pop. Don't tell his wife.
Swans are fucking big animals, let me tell you.
Oh, the swan's push pop. No,
Yeah,
the ice cream push pops. Remember those?
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
like, no,
I thought we were
about
talking
that.
about a different kind of push pop on that swan. That's no
I don't know what
joke.
kind of swans you're dating. And then there's Teddy, who cheats all the fucking time on Xbox. Don't tell his wife.
Oh, she knows.
And don't forget about Mystic, who's already asleep, so he won't be bothered while I share my story about deep trenching his mom out. Well, I made his dad watch and cheer me on with shots of Goldschlager.
Oh,
It wasn't really cheating. We were all on board.
deep cut.
And then there's
there.
me, Ashtray, who's been the dirty dog and the dog that got dirtied. And I'll say neither side is ever clean. And this is a Red Eye Report.
Well, there you go.
Now, before we get into that, it's time for our weekly pause for the cause of the Dane County Humane Society. The pet of the week is Pepe, the PCP pounding peacock. He, has lost his tail feathers, but
Yeah, he doesn't have any tail
he doesn't
feathers.
have any tail feathers. He just looks like a
He
fucking
gets
strung down
mistaken
turkey.
as a fucking turkey.
You
Like,
showed him
holy
all to get-
shit, is
to
that
get
fucking
PCP.
turkey of
But he
mange
still
or
does that
something?
call.
No, peacocks sound like screaming babies.
I grew up at a farm. We had peacocks.
Yeah, if you're
Loud motherfuckers.
yeah, they make that sound that Ashtray
Mhm.
just made.
I can't even do it, my two horse. Anyways, so, gentlemen, how many affairs have you had?
0.
Mystics had at least 3. So this is a topic that's been a part of fucking Ashtray's life, his entire goddamn upbringing. And so, but what actually got me interested in is, even though, like, I was in 3rd grade, my dad had an affair on my mom. Then I got married young and dumb. My ex-wife had an affair on me. Then there was a period of time where Ashtray found himself in some scenarios where 2 different scenarios, completely separate, but where Ashtray was the other guy. And now Ashtray told himself, well, I'm not cheating on anyone because I wasn't seriously seeing anyone at all at the time. And I was kind of like, gave myself the ground rules of don't you dare fall in love and don't make it last more than like 2 months. And I got away with both of them, but it completely opened my eyes to like what a lot of people don't think about when it's like, if you've never had an affair, it's really easy to just take that moral, like, yep, yeah, you just don't cheat on your wife, don't cheat on your husband. But in being the other dude, it gave me a whole different perspective from like what my dad must have experienced, cheating on my mom, and also what my ex-wife experienced cheating on me. So I coined that affairs are the heroin of romance. Like if you're if you're into fucking, if someone falls in love and then like you experience the affair, it's the craziest non-drug natural high. And through that experience, I then found this. She's a relationship there. This Esther Perel. She has like kind of almost this French accent. She's one of those people that.
Of course, she's French.
She actually isn't. She said she isn't French. She's like part of the joke of this TED Talk was, but because she sounds like a French accent, it sounds like, of course, she's going to talk about infidelity and affairs. So she kind of makes fun of it. But so anyway, she has this TED Talk which we got linked, and she talks about rethinking infidelity. And one of the things too is that right away she's like, everyone's been asking me once they found out I'm going to be coming and talking about this, like, what's the stats, like who, what percentage of people cheat or who cheats more, and she explains that like it's kind of impossible to tell, because especially in the modern era, the definition of infidelity is expanding, because now you have sexting. Some people, consider that if their spouse or, their husband watches porn, like that degree of what someone considers cheating. Secretly staying on dating apps. That's a common one that, it's like, oh yeah, well, I had this girlfriend for, we've only been together for like 2 or 3 months, but I never really dated my profile. You deleted my profile, but then
to me, cheating has always been like, did you suck the dude dick?
Right.
Was there penetration?
Yeah. And also because it was it was definitely much more black and white back in the day, because it used to be marriage was, much more of a like land contract situation, and out of necessity. And in her talk, she explains that it used to be like people would seek out their romance and their love through actually having an affair, or like, going to, like, I'm just going to go into town and, hook up with, some chick at the brothel, back in ye old time. And so it's like you didn't really count on your marriage so much for love. And it's like, if you were looking for love and excitement and romance, like you would just go out and have an affair. Now in the modern era, where we've put this, like, we have such a romantic ideal in our partnership, and we actually expect that our partner is going to be able to fulfill all our needs, as far as, love and security and lust and sex. But it's like impossible to expect that out of a partner these days. But because now it's not like the romantic ideal of marriage is the primary factor. And so now more than ever, actually cheating, like in the old days, it would be like, oh, your mom found a receipt, for a hotel or something in the pants while she was doing the laundry for her husband. And it would be subtle things, or like, oh, maybe some lipstick on some clothing. But nowadays it's like, she talks about one of her clients who was on the fucking iPad with her kids, her little boys, and all of a sudden these messages start popping up. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait for your embrace. But then she's like, but I just saw you. Like, her husband was flying on a work trip. And so in the modern era, like, affairs are like death by 1,000 cuts, because like in this client's situation, she is all of a sudden seeing these was it iMessage or Apple Message, whatever, messages come up from this guy's paramour.
Oh, so the husband. Okay, I get it. So the
husband left
but he
on a
was
work
signed
trip.
in on that fucking iPad.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
she's watching you
gotcha.
like probably Bluey
Right.
fucking clips or
Mega
Peppa Pig.
Bluey with the kids,
Watching
like
Peppa
you
Pig
do.
with the boys. And then all of a sudden, all these messages start popping up. And so she's like, what do you mean I can't wait to see you? Like, I just saw you off to go on your work trip. And then she realized, like, oh, wait, these aren't for me.
Right.
And starts digging. And, like, you know, in the modern era, like, depending on how long the affair's been going on, like, once you wise up, or if you actually decide to take that step, which is a difficult step to take, where you decide, like, I'm going to snoop in my partner's phone. I mean, some people don't, some people are just fucking bastards and, like, will, you know, just snoop on their partner's phone. But I think it's kind of crossing, like, a threshold of trust in a way, because you've decided, like, I'm going to look into my partner's phone because I'm actually thinking I can't trust them. What's that?
I used to think that. I used to, you know, like when girls actually look at my phone and stuff when I was dating and stuff. I used to think it was invasion of privacy, but now it's like I don't have anything to hide. So
Yeah,
if you want to look at my phone, nice about some. So
sure.
I
And
mean,
that thing too is like it's
but also I haven't been with a girl like that wants to do that in a while. So I mean, like, my wife has never actually looked at my phone. I mean, it's at the same time you got to find that type of girl. It's like I trust you. I don't think.
Yeah, that kind of relationship is pretty exhausting.
well,
You know, I've been
and-
in one of
yeah.
those. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Oh, I know.
fucking A.
And where it's like you can't like prove your innocence even though it's been there the
Right.
whole time. Oh my God, like, and that's usually when like girlfriends who dump Ashtray because it's just all you want to do is go dance. It's like, because like you think I do want to just go dance. Doesn't mean I'm fucking cheating on you. Anyways,
They call me dance machine, bitch. What do you think I was?
yeah, right. Like I worked for that name.
That's just ridiculous.
So in the modern era, though, it's never actually been easier to cheat, because think about back in the olden times when it was kind of like, yeah, you would get your romantic love lust from going to see, you know, some old hag behind the Wendy's dumpster.
Jesus Christ.
And,
Is that what you did last night?
No,
Oh,
not the Wendy's dumpster.
now it's like you've got like you have all these social apps. Snapchat, that was what I used with one of my affairs, where it's kind of the, like, I never used Snapchat because I always think of it like that's the whole point. The shit deletes and disappears.
So I've never used that, but the idea behind that is a text is sent and then it disappears after X amount of time, right?
Yeah. No. Anything they send, once the other person looks at it, it automatically disappears. Like once you take your finger off of it, it disappears.
I mean, you can screenshot it, but the app will actually will notify you if they've screenshotted what you sent them. So it does let you know that. But also it's like I only used it as an affair tool. I
used to talk to my weed guy because he wanted to communicate that way because he thought it disappeared. I was like, bro, they're saving that shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, if they need to, like,
they can get access and all that shit. If they really want to.
No, it's not. But yeah.
She also talks about how, like, you know, because affairs are as old as time, it's actually the only commandment in the Bible that's mentioned twice. Once for doing it and once for thinking about it.
So it happened to the person that wrote the Bible then, huh? It's like,
yeah, right?
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, this fucking bitch found out about it.
So
then she fucking yelled.
Yeah, his wife was
like,
yelling at him.
so-
You better write about that 2 times in that fucking Bible, motherfucker.
And the thing is, we have this kind of double standard where like 90, 7% of respondents, would say that like they would, would hate or the fact that they found out that their spouse was lying about the fact that they were having an affair. But at the same time, the same number of respondents would say that if they were having an affair, they would probably lie about it. It's like, duh. So the thing is, like earlier, where I was saying how the definition of infidelity is always expanding, and how now it's like the statistics range widely, anywhere from like 13 to 25%, or all the way up to like 75% if you really broaden out the definitions. So her definition is there are 3 key elements to it. An affair is a secretive relationship. So it's a relationship that you ain't talking about with anyone else. The second is there is an emotional connection between the two of you. And the third is the sexual alchemy. Like those 3 key elements, you can, and that's how also like think about how easily someone could claim you're having an emotional affair with your coworker, but you just fucking get along well with your coworker.
Oh, they people still do it. They call them work husbands and work wives, though.
Oh yeah, that's the joking term where it's kind of like,
yeah.
And also I think, whatever, if that's the term you want to use, more power to you, because you can't help, and that's where so many affairs happen is the workplace, because you're just around a person, and if you vibe with them, you start vibing with them, even if you're already obligated to someone else. Doesn't mean it ever has to turn into an affair or cheating, but when you're around people on a continual basis that you have, a mutual like chemistry or energy with, like you're gonna get along. So let's see. She also goes on to say how it used to be that remember how getting divorced was shameful?
Yeah, I guess.
But bad, like especially in the 50s and where it's just like you didn't want to be a divorce, especially as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like a divorcee.
Yeah, I could definitely see it as a woman back in the day for sure.
Well, and also how much harder it used to be to actually get a divorce, where you couldn't just do irreconcilable differences, like pretty much everywhere now.
Didn't you get like kicked out of the church or some shit like that?
Yeah, oh yeah, the church was
there was
part of it.
Wasn't there a king who started his own church because he wanted to get a divorce?
Wasn't it fucking
I'm not even
King
gonna
James?
get in. I'm not even gonna get into it, but I have a link in there of the famous fucking affairs. Prince Edward, I believe, right? Wait, no, that's the later one.
Like
there was more than one
big dog
king who was like, where was it?
Yeah, Henry VIII.
No, Henry VIII. I am.
He
six
literally
wives.
started his own church because they wouldn't allow him to get divorced. That's why he
get divorced. Yeah.
Wait. He was the supreme head of the Church of England. That's what it was called. The Church of England. The new church that allowed divorce. How convenient. Come over to this one.
Yeah, right.
All ye philanderers. So, but today, in the modern era, so like divorce used to be the old shame. Like you didn't want to have the stigma of failed marriage. Now the divorce or the shame is staying.
What do you mean
I don't know
staying?
if you follow like Am I the Asshole or on Reddit, or like two hot takes where people are like, am I overreacting to this? Or like, I want to leave my wife.
Reddit as you do, buddy.
It's the only social media app I really actually use regularly. Yeah. Like I use Facebook just to post for my shit for work, but Reddit, that is my guilty pleasure. Anyways, there's plenty of people who are like, dumping about their relationship issue or drama, and it's like so often on the internet, everyone's advice on the internet, fucking dump them, throw them to the curb. Like, you don't fucking deserve it. These are, they're abusive, blah, blah, blah. And so like, it is actually more shameful, especially if you publicly share that you're having problems in your relationship, to decide, I still want to, I love this person, and I still believe in what our whole point of this marriage, and I do want to work on it. But once it's just like now it's like people like, oh, you're staying, like because like divorce is so easy now. You don't have to prove any infidelity. You can just be like, you know what, I could be happier. I just made a mistake. Or we're growing apart. Or that clip I showed you where it was like after her video was this whole course for men on essentially how to gaslight their wives into not leaving them. Like, have you, are they talking about needing space? It just like it starts with are they saying that they don't, they need to find themselves? Have you got the dreaded divorce papers? It's like, take this course and we'll show you how to like, basically convince your wife that the whole idea of leaving me is completely wrong. You know, it's like, think of how many asshole chumps would totally pay for that. But the thing is, at the heart of an affair, because now that leads to the question that if it's so easy to divorce, like, why are we still having an affair or having affairs? And at the heart of an affair usually is a yearning for some emotional connection, vitality, of feeling alive, feeling important, attention from someone. And that was, like I was saying, it was the biggest natural high. And I can't remember the book I read this quote in. I think it might have been in Tom Robbins' book. The French have a saying, the best part of an affair is going up the stairs. It was the drive over to this person's place where you're buzzing. And I mean, the sex was great too and stuff, but it was actually, like, in hindsight, it was that anticipation of this going to the secret rendezvous. And the thing is that when you're also the fact that, like, you can't, when you're having an affair with someone, you can't technically have them, you can't talk. So it's secretive, right? So you can't tell anyone, like, oh, I met this new girl, she's great, blah, blah, blah. Or guy, you know, you can't gush. Like, all of those emotions have to be bottled up to try to preserve the secrecy of the affair. And because you also can't technically have them, you want more of them. And so it's like this fucking desire feedback cycle which really made me realize, like, fuck. Because not only did my dad had an affair with my mom when I was in 3rd grade. And then, like, God, maybe 10 years ago now, my stepmom, because they're both musicians and they've been in a number of bands. All of a sudden, my stepmom, they're in their, like, she was in her late 50s, I think, or something. Started sleeping with the guitar player of the band. And it's like, my dad had to have that humble pie of actually being like, damn, like, I know now how your mom felt.
Right.
And also, because my ex-wife cheated on me, that was another thing I only realized after going to divorce support group, was that I grew up with that whole, like, I don't want to do what my dad did when I was in 3rd grade. Like, it fucking broke our family apart. All of a sudden, my classmate is now my stepsister, and everyone, small town. So both, you know, it was like my dad and my stepmom were both having an affair. Both married. What's that?
Did she get caught in the dryer?
Your stepsister? Like,
No. I was in 3rd grade.
Why not? That's what porn tells me.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Because stepsisters are they're the safe incest porn, basically.
Yeah, right.
That's what I think. So as, like, a 3rd grader, you know, I'm hearing these rumors because they were both running the music program in the church, and, like, hearing my mom gossiping on the phone these rumors that my dad and what eventually became my stepmom were banging in the church at night because they had keys. And as a 3rd grader, like, trying to digest
That's awesome. I'm sorry. I want to meet your dad and shake his hand.
Any way to defile the church, Mystic is like,
that's the thing, I've never asked him. I've never asked him, and if he did, and if I think, like, if I were him, and if he did, I bet he still would deny it if I asked him outright, even to this day.
I swear to God, like, she's like blowing out his tits, like, and he just fucking
right in the holy water.
Fucking right in the holy water.
So that
it's all over.
I grew up with that, like, I don't want to fucking do that, right? Like, I don't want to be what my dad was, and then never thought to flip the coin around and be like, what would I do if I was in my mom's position? And when my ex-wife started sleeping with her boss, so to then have my stepmom cheat on him. And it's like it took a while for me to finally be the ear he needed to lean on because I'm his favorite. But like at first, I just like, I don't want to hear it, Dad. Like, it also goes up when they say, once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah.
Even though I've had a number of people tell me when I tell them the stories about the affairs I had, where I was the other guy, they're like, "Well, you weren't doing anything wrong, Craig." I'm like, "Nah, I was taking part in something wrong."
Yeah, you were. You were doing something wrong.
Oh yeah.
You're an adult. You knew what you were doing.
Right.
I knew exactly. I knew what I was doing, and I knew it was. That's the thing is with affairs, like that's why I call them the heroin of romance. Like you can't fuck around with it.
At the same time,
You kind of what?
Marriage is a fucking institution.
You're breaking up. You kind of what?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Like marriage is a fucking archaic institution. To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like look at you. You made a decision when you were fucking barely a teenager, right? How old were you?
When I got married, I was 20. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
like you're not fucking old enough to drink.
Yeah.
And you fucking made a choice to stay with someone for life, which is.
Mm-hmm. It was stupid, and I think she was only the fourth or fifth person I'd slept with, but it was the first person I actually fell in love with.
Young, that's a lot of things. Infidelity, it's probably that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
They get knocked up in fucking high school or some shit. 10 years later, their husbands.
Oh yeah. That in her TED Talk, Esther Perel talks about how more often than not, it's like when someone seeks the gaze of another, is it like the attention or an affair from someone else? It's not that they're turning away from their partner so much as they're looking for a different version of themselves. Or a lot of it would be like women who get married really young and they kind of realize like, I didn't fucking have any of like my young adulthood experiences. And I married this fuck off who won't get off fucking Call of Duty. And it's been 15 years and I'm almost 40 Teddy. And I'm sick of this shit, like, so.
You say Teddy?
No.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Chuck, we going trips on the weekends. We going somewhere next weekend. I get off. Call of Duty. The secret is it's portable. Bring it with you, bro. Just bring it with you.
That's funny.
So even though in Esther Perel's talk she said like it's kind of impossible to know statistics, of course there's a website that claimed to have some. Main cheating statistic: the percentage of men and women in 2017, anyways, who cheated on their partners was 20% of men, 13% of women. Now, of course, this is like how do you define it? But we're gonna assume like Mystic, the old classic definition, like genitals and mouth parts were involved. There's been an increase in the rate of women infidelity in women since 1990 by 40%. 16% of married couples admitted to being unfaithful at some point in their marriage. 30% of individuals started cheating on their spouse with someone at work. According to research, 57% of marriages ended in divorce due to infidelity, which I thought was kind of low. 57%.
Oh, 57.
57%. But, these days, though, I guess everyone it's so easy to divorce. And that's kind of that point. Like, why have an affair if you can get a divorce? Where it's just like, yeah, get the divorce and then go bang people. But it doesn't always happen that way. 88% of ladies put more emphasis on their emotional affairs over physical affairs. The percentage of men and women facing emotional affairs was 45% men and 35% women. 60% of all emotional affairs start in a work environment, which is totally true. And 77% of men confess to engaging in some form of emotional affair, while women accounted for 91%.
Wow.
And that's when they talk of these statistics on emotional affairs. And I guess it's like, that's where how broadly you can start defining like that my spouse is cheating on me because he's texting all the time with his work wife.
Mm-hmm.
But like, have you met his work wife? Like, she looks like a fucking librarian and she's 67.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Well, I got an idea though. Don't call her your work wife because that's
Well, and that's it.
Right.
Like Teddy said, though, those are like these trending terms.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, this shit's gonna get turned on its head very soon here with large language models and fucking chatbots. Because people are
in like online dating or what?
People are gonna have emotional affairs with fucking AI.
Shit, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
I had a movie about that.
Because so much, so much of the.
Isn't that it?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
that's
Her or
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have not watched that, but
And that was before the shit like got good.
Shit popped off, yeah.
Right, like that was kind of like
that
right
Joaquin Phoenix?
Before you know this
with
shit
Joaquin
like
Phoenix.
actually it can fucking happen now.
Dork.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was like one of those. From like personally, it's like I wouldn't recommend an affair to anyone. Like nothing good can really come out of it because with the experience that I had, like I was thinking to myself, like I can only imagine what it must be, what emotional roller coaster it must be for for her on the other side. Like you're the one who's doing the real cheating, and like you then have to like pretend everything's fine the next morning to your husband. And that was one of my other like where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna allow this because I never met the other dudes for the two different affairs I had where I was the other person, and both of them were I was very much like the one we called her Loose Diamond because she was complaining about her fucking diamond being loose in her setting in her engagement ring, and then like we sang karaoke, had a great time, and I went home and told my roommate, I met this great new girl, blah blah blah, and then like I'm fucking drunk and I'm looking at her like pictures on Facebook. I'm like, who's this chump? And then I'm like, oh, Ashtray, you dumb fucking idiot! Don't you remember the very first thing she was talking about was complaining about how the diamond was loose in her engagement ring? It's a fucking loose diamond. She totally like put me in that position where I had to tell. I'm like, girl. She basically invited me out to dance with other friends, and then I showed up, and all the other friends weren't there. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, you got to go home now? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, listen, let's not beat around the bush. I'm like, from my understanding, you are engaged. What's that?
I said, let's not beat around the bush. You look at the fuck.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I called her out on it because I'm like, just make sure I understand you right. And then I was like, all right, I rolled the dice. I'm like, I've never met this poor guy. Like, if it isn't Ashtray, it's some other loser.
So do you think she actually had a loose diamond, or was that just a metaphor for,
that's why I named her Loose Diamond, because...
or is that like code for somebody?
Oh, I think, no, it was actually because those mutual friends that we met at the bar, the friends that she said, we're all out dancing. And then I came there after my wedding gig, and they were gone. It was just her. It was like, girl, you set this up.
Oh, okay.
She was talking with those mutual friends about, she's like, damn it, like the diamond in my engagement ring has like been loose and I got to take it back to the jeweler.
That's some fucking Shakespearean fucking shit there, dude.
It was so Shakespearean. And it was so at the very beginning of our conversation before we even recognized that we had chemistry. Because we were fucking drunk and singing, take me home. Fucking John Denver karaoke.
Yeah, I bet that was a great karaoke.
Where I'm like, I completely forgot she's engaged. I just laughed at myself. And I was like sharing it openly with my roommate. I'm like, oh, you fucking idiot. I forgot. She's like, that was the first thing we talked about. And then I got like, oh, she's really cool. And we exchanged contact information. And then she totally set me up to be the other dude. And I played along. And the thing is like, I can say I don't regret it, but I can only say that very easily because I got away with it. The thing is, people get shot and killed over this shit.
Right. I mean, something that you have to realize too is there's I mean, of course, everybody has fucking sexual urges and whatnot. And maybe some people are driven by like, oh my God, the ire of God, whatever. I don't think a lot of people fucking give a shit about that. maybe they care more about like, oh well, this this would really hurt my partner and whatnot. But also, some people just don't want fucking drama in their lives.
Yeah,
and they just want like, they're like, hey, maybe this isn't like the most exciting fucking way this thing could play out, but also this is like a stable, and this is good. So I'm good with this. And I think that's the case for a lot of people, but that kind of
you were older and you made that
exactly.
decision.
You know what? I wouldn't feel that way as a younger person. If I got married in my early 20s, I would have a very different fucking
I mean, why do you think Ashtray is who he is? It's because like I fucking was so young and dumb and got married and then cheated on and divorced so fast that I was like, I didn't trust love at all. I was like, all I could do, I was like, I'm just going to be a man whore and try to find my way in life that way. And look where it's got me.
You could just say whore.
Yeah, go ahead and put the man in front of it.
Yeah, right. Gender neutral. Asexual whore.
Asexual whore. All right, I like that.
That's like a male mouth.
We're at 40 minutes, by the way.
Oh, actually, the last statistic, though, was technically at least claimed that most couples who have an affair, I guess more married couples who experience someone having an affair still stay together than get divorced. Which at least shows that people are working on it. But
bunch of cucks.
Bunch of cucks. Yeah. All right. So that's fucking affairs and infidelities. Kids, don't try them. They're super fun, but they're not worth it.
They're super fun.
Oh God, it was
what an asshole.
It was so fun, and you can't tell anyone about it.
You're an honest.
Oh, and that's why I say like I don't regret it because I got away with both and didn't know the other guys I was infringing upon. But don't get me wrong, I was in the wrong. So, moving along. Ashtray always in the wrong. What sexy time? Oracle, Pizza Hut.
Fucking Pizza Hut. So,
really?
Yeah, I have been getting into ordering the Hut past couple of weeks.
Like Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, every like one night a week I'll fucking order it. But the thing that I love about it, you can order it, on the app or whatever, and it's ready in 15 minutes. I drive there. They have a drive-thru that is just for picking up your pizza. So I fucking drive up to the window. I don't have to talk through a fucking intercom or anything. Drive up to the window and say, "Hey, I'm Oracle." They're like,
"What kind of pizza place has intercoms?"
Here's your
like an A&W.
Right. Here's your fucking pizza. And boom, that is it. And I drive away. It's great. It's wonderful. So, and my pizza's always, good. It's not fucked up or anything. That's what I'm expecting, So I've just been very happy with this arrangement.
They've been working out, carrying through for you. That's good.
Yeah, because one of the local pizza joints, like in town, like they were like on the downside. They actually closed down. But I'd go in there, and the chick behind the counter, she called me like a fucking bitch. Like when I'd walk away. Yeah.
That's like an Ashtray story.
Right. And then I got my pizza one time, and it had just the toppings, and these are huge pizzas. And the toppings, like in the very center, like a bullseye on a fucking dartboard. It's like, what the fuck? They've closed down now.
So wait, were you like, what the hell is this? And she's like, shut up, bitch.
No,
you're like,
it's kind of like one of those, you could tell the place was on the fucking downslide.
Yes.
Like kids are just like playing the arcade games and just like, they're not paying for that shit or whatever.
Well,
it's completely
like,
going down the tubes.
General upkeep around the place is like gone to shit.
Right. Maybe they knew it was closing down at that point. Maybe it was part of the downfall or whatever.
Someone fucking, put the money, fucked up the money situation.
Right. So Pizza Hut, Me just driving up to a goddamn drive-up window, get my pizza, and driving away is a much better arrangement.
I don't know about Madison. Here, Pizza Hut is just absolute shit.
Yeah,
Like, every time I order,
I'll take Domino's over Pizza Hut.
I fuck Domino's too. I hate that shit. I'll order toppers. That's about it. As far as like corporate shit. Because like, there's a fucking Italian restaurant right or
Yeah,
Ashtray.
we do have some good
Pizza's
pizza
fucking
places here in
the
town.
same price. So
if
like
it's the same price, yeah.
Yeah,
I work at a great pizza place, so I get it for free.
that's true. Teddy, Teddy's like, fuck you guys.
It's just like Pizza Hut.
My pizza manager dick.
Because when I worked there, I was like, this is all right. But then when you have real pizza, it's like, man,
yeah. Oh, definitely.
this is so
Definitely. And we had a place out in Rhode Island. I mean, it was run by this fucking old Italian family. And seriously, like the old lady, like grabbed my wife one time and she's like, I love you. Like, she's like, I love you. And she was almost crying. Like, that is the level of freaking customer service that you're getting from this place. And the pizza was good, but I just haven't found that out here.
Yeah. Well, and it's Wisconsin Rapids. You might not find it.
Right. You might not find it. I mean, yeah.
Pizza Hut might be the best.
It might be the best. And dude, I mean, honestly, on a fucking Thursday after work, I don't want to cook or anything.
Sure.
You know what? I'll take it.
Right on. Moving on to Mystic. Candidates are sexy, I guess.
All right. So that link right there is just GothamChess. It's his YouTube channel. I watched the recaps of this game. So in the chess world right now, yeah, it's pretty nerdy. But right now is what's called the candidates. It's 8 players. It's a double round robin, so you play each person twice, 14 rounds. And so I'm sorry, play each person twice, which was 14 total rounds. There's 2 Americans in it. Ironically, one's called Hikaru Nakamura. The other one's Fabiano Caruana. So they don't really sound American, but they're playing for America. So yay. And they're both tied for the fucking lead right now, 2 rounds to go. And the 4 top dudes are playing each other. And in the chess world, this is fucking Ali versus Frazier.
And are they playing in person for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So each game takes up to 5 hours if they go the full distance. It's fucking hectic. They're trying a lot of different shit. You know what I mean? It's cool if you like chess and you watch it. I just like that there's 2 Americans fighting for the fucking lead. And the winner of this tournament plays the world champion later on in the year. They play another just him, world champion for the world championship, which only comes around in 2 years. So it's a pretty big thing. It's fun to watch.
Is Russia still like a powerhouse in chess?
Oh, absolutely. China and India are very much catching up.
Man, that's fucking interesting.
Sorry. India especially. There's 3 Indian grandmasters in the tournament right now. So basically it's like the top 5 or 6 in the world that isn't the world champion. And then there's 2 like wild card dudes. One of them is still a grandmaster, but he's just not their level. And the other one is kind of like a little above him. So they're like the control kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
everyone kind of gets a win against them, or it's a good draw. But yeah, it's fun for me, it's fun to watch.
It's kind of interesting how that pans out though, because chess, you know, I mean, you just need raw intellect and, I mean, obviously training and whatnot, but that it is like these superpower countries that are at the top of the heap. Like, you don't have like, I don't know, some fucking random ass country. I don't know what, like some little country somewhere.
Well, yeah, it's kind of funny that you say that, because Uzbekistan It's actually an up and coming chess powerhouse. They have like 6 or 7 like grandmasters, super good with the top 30. And it's Uzbekistan. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, so Russia obviously is the big dog. They've had the most world champions. Norway has had a few, but the U.S. hasn't had one since Bobby Fischer. So if one of these U.S. guys wins the candidacy, they can win it. Right now, it's held by China. Ding.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
World War III. Yeah.
Tubular. All right, Teddy. Nothing. So it's Ashtray. Leaving on a jet plane to go hike through Utah with Spuddy Tom. All right, Teddy.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, man?
It's blank.
God damn it. Yeah, weekend trip. Me and the wife are going on another weekend trip here. We're going to St. Louis. There is a chess museum in St. Louis, actually, Mystic.
Yep. There's the St. Louis Chess Club. It's one of the biggest in the U.S. Like a lot of Fabiano Caruana, who's playing in the candidates, like teaches that shit. So yeah,
we're gonna
check it out.
We're gonna weekend trip to St. Louis. We're gonna have some fun, stay at the casino, do a little bit of gambling. The main reason we're going is to pack up on edibles for the dispensary for the for the cruise.
So yeah, right. Say that again for.
So it's legal. So this is in Missouri.
Missouri, yeah, it's legal in Missouri, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So just go buy a bunch of.
It's fucking Missouri.
Legal in Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
That's some bullshit, dude. Think about that. Like, think about that. Seriously. Missouri.
Or misery.
We don't even have fucking medical. That's fucking
yeah. That's the thing is, like, if the federal government would fucking just change the classification of it,
right.
Fucking all states would be like, all right, the government's going to be able to bankroll and tax this easy peasy.
Exactly.
All right.
And the taxes it's right next to Illinois, but the taxes are so much cheaper in Illinois. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Also, Illinois, you have a limit. You can only, if you're out of state, you can only buy.
For as much as the taxes are in Illinois, the road are like it's fucking trash roads.
Yeah.
Get the adopt a highway program or
fucking
something.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Goddamn wasteland.
Like fucking Mad Max.
Right.
Field.
Also in Illinois, there's a limit you can buy if you're out of state. It's like 250 milligrams of edibles. This is all you can buy at one time, and some other
250 milligrams.
Yeah, that's all you can buy.
I remember when you
2.5
guys
packs of fucking edibles. It's not like it's a tiny amount.
Not a tiny
You can
amount.
also buy wax. And you can buy a half ounce of flour.
No, you buy an ounce of flour.
Is it a whole ounce?
A whole ounce, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Fuck what you think time. Oh, yeah. Also, shout out to my buddy Tom if he's listening.
Yeah, you didn't fucking do your what's sexy.
Well,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Let him go. It's fine.
Teddy, anyways, yeah. So there won't be an episode next week. Because I'm going to be flying out to...
Well, we're going to be doing one without you.
Do it. I want to see it.
We might have an organized show next week.
Yeah. You know, it'd be a great show, where you all just talk about, just fucking rag on Ashtray.
You better phone in with some fucking Starlink,
let all your true feelings out.
Yeah. You got to phone in from the plane.
Oh, no, I'll be in the desert, Zion National Park.
Oh.
Starlink, man. It exists.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Starlink.
Yeah, who knows? There may be. I don't even know. I am kind of. I haven't been on. I haven't traveled since your wedding, Oracle.
Poor son of a bitch.
I
haven't traveled since my wedding either.
And I'm kind of like my buddy Tom. I'm like I'm just gonna show up, bring a good pair of hiking boots, and just I don't care. Let's go fucking. Oh, I would love to die in the desert. It sounds so romantic.
Oh, fucking oh God! Don't do that.
The buzzard's picking at my heart.
We're gonna do a show about the 10 most gruesome deaths in Zion National Park.
That would be awesome. All right, moving along. Fuck what you think. Oracle. Too many kids dying, driving cars.
Yeah, there was
children.
another death locally here, of a 17-year-old girl that died driving a car, and
Just recklessly or drunk?
recklessly, during the day, wasn't drunk. And I've known, somebody else where their like 17-year-old kid fucking died in a wreck.
Ooh.
When I was in high school, 2 of my classmates actually died. It's, and that seems to be like the age. 17 is like fucking danger zone.
Oh
But,
yeah.
See
You
my
know-
7-year-old drive.
yeah. And it's like,
Ran someone.
we gotta fucking, I don't know. We gotta fucking I figure something out here or whatever, because it just seems so unnecessary
You are-
or fucking,
What are you gonna figure out how to cure fucking
Well, do you all-
teenage angst and rebellion? Good luck there, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you all have mandatory driver's ed up there?
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Mandatory?
it's
Is it mandatory?
It's not mandatory here. No, you have to
it's
pay.
not mandatory.
I don't think it's mandatory in Wisconsin. No.
Really? Oh.
I mean, when I was in high school, it was kind of like, just like
Did
part
you
of
get
it was
taught
part
it
of
in
school.
high school?
What?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
taught driver's
so you
ed in
took
high
driver's
school.
ed in school, right?
Yeah.
So did
Yeah, that's
I.
the thing is, I don't think a lot of schools do it anymore, right?
No, they
No,
don't.
they
They
don't.
actually,
We
yeah,
had
they
to
don't.
pay. We have to pay like $500 each time one of my
Damn.
kids fucking goes through that class.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Yeah. It was through the school. Old fucking Coach
then I
Mike
still have to
Mike
take
Uppanaugh, the
fucking
coach. Was the driver's ed teacher too.
I hope that somewhere in the future,
When your potato's 17.
when my potato's 17, I hope that there is some more fucking driver assisted shit that will put some
Oh.
fucking bumpers on that
Put the
shit.
brakes.
You know what
on
it
those
is though,
Right.
man. And I'm serious. You have to start.
Oh.
You have to live kind of in an area where you could just fucking buy a shitty ass like $400 fucking beater.
Right.
And when he's 15, just let him go out on some dirt roads and fucking feel like what it's like. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
a reason. Yeah.
Did
the
you
more
actually know? Did you guys have the experience of being taught from a really young age how to drive?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep,
Like
I did.
13, I was fucking driving.
Like 10?
No,
Dad
I
had
was.
Maybe younger than that. As barely could reach the pedals, but
Pretty young.
my dad
yeah.
would push the pedals and let me
Yeah.
steer when I was really little.
Yeah, I'd drive my mom home
In a parking lot.
after the bar. I
Drive
mean,
your palm out.
Really?
Right.
It's
yeah.
funny. I wish I had that.
I've done
power.
that. But,
I mean,
Correct.
and that's that kind of stuff really pays off. I remember one time
Mhm.
I was with a girlfriend. We were out here. Actually, we were visiting from California, and she was not drunk. I was drunk as fucking shit, and we were driving through Marshfield actually, and we were going through an area, and she started to lose control. And I'm the drunk guy sitting in the passenger seat. I just fucking instinctively grabbed the wheel, fucking whipped it completely, and took it into like a controlled fucking spin because she was like freaking the fuck out.
yeah,
I think you were just drunk as fuck and you grabbed the wheel.
yeah,
That's what it is. Like, I'm
You're
drunk.
the one that
But
caused
the thing
this.
is, she was like, she was like freaking out, and it was going out of control. And I just took us into a controlled fucking spin into a parking lot, and it was like, bam, stop, we're good.
Right.
All right, let's get the
Get
fuck
out.
out of
I'm
here.
driving.
Yeah,
like,
you just gotta stay calm.
you just got to calm, and
Yeah, drive
whatever
on.
you do, you need to commit to it. You can't be
down.
like fucking freaking the shit out, and
Yes.
I don't know. It's just really
Well,
sad
go
because like with this kid, it's just like 3:00 in the afternoon or whatever. I don't know. Maybe she's on her fucking phone or something. But it's such a fucking
That's
waste. It's
another
just
thing. We didn't have that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
have a fucking phone. I had a stereo, but
right.
that's not staring at the screen.
Yeah. it's sad. It's fucking, it's crazy when you see that. It's like, holy fuck, we got to figure something out here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Word. All right. Moving on. Teddy, damn allergy season. I agree.
I usually don't. I'm not an allergy guy. I'm allergic to cats, but I don't. I usually like the hay fever shit doesn't really get me.
Mm?
And for some reason, this season, bro, it is fucking with me, and I am
Older, man.
I'm like, goddamn, I'm getting old, man.
There
Shit.
actually was an NBC Nightly News thing that was saying it's like, a 20% increase, like just all across the board is like it's starting earlier and it's worse.
Is that Monsanto pollen? That's what it is.
There you go.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
That makes
Fucking Roundup in my lungs.
climate change.
Yeah.
Glyphosate, is that what that's called?
Yeah, I'm just like the stuffy nose and shit. I mean, it's just annoying.
Yeah, I got the same shit, dude. And it started happening a couple years ago. When I turned 40, it's just like, all down.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Little Zyrtec. Actually, Benadryl works, but you got to get used to it because it's hard to work when you have to sit at a desk. And Benadryl
Puts you to sleep, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
I've learned that orange juice and vodka works pretty well too. So Hey.
Right on. Mystic, YouTube, fuck it.
Yeah, so as I'm watching these recaps from GothamChess, which it's a good channel. I like watching for half an hour. You get the gist of it. You don't have to watch 5 hours of chess, which, holy shit. There's a lot of fucking commercials, man. Just knock it off. I get that that's how they fucking make their money. These YouTubers. But Jesus goddamn Christ, it's like a half an hour. I'm watching like 10 fucking. I gotta click this motherfucker like 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking stop. It's not. It's probably 4 or 5. But it's slightly inconvenient. And for me, that's all it takes for a fucking show.
Right. Well, YouTube Premium. I pay it. I don't have to deal with any of that shit.
How much is premium?
I don't even fucking know.
I don't even want to tell you.
I think it's either 12 or 15. I can't remember.
I'm not gonna pay that much. It's not that easy.
Right. But it's also you get YouTube Music, which is nice. It's a nice perk or whatever. But
is it like Amazon Music where you can just set up playlists and shit?
Oh yeah, definitely. The discovery in YouTube Music I think is a little bit better with shit, but I don't know. I mean, I pay it. Paying the man.
Okay. I pay it. That's why I work it. I got the money. Yep. All right, moving on. Ashtray. This one goes out to you know who. If your poor fucking fried attention span has gotten you this far, you must miss me. And I love you, but go fuck yourself. This is the Red Eye Report. And we're gonna be here every Thursday. Well, not next Thursday, because I'm going to fucking go hike around the desert. Otherwise,
we're gonna live stream your death.
That would be epic. Make sure you join the conversation. We might get on TMZ. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/Red Eye Report. You can also twiddle us at Red Eye Report. Like and share, so fuck us. Wait, you can't twiddle us anymore. Sorry, or X us. Because just share us, fuck us, because we're down for whatever. I'm the Ashtray.
I'm Oracle.
I'm Mystic.
I'm Teddy.
And this is the Red Eye Report.
I was wondering what the pause was for. He was like, he's got the show.
I was